Welcome back to Life or Die, and we're playing Legions Imperialis 40K once again. I'm Gordon, the regular host of Life or Die, and as usual, I'm up against Craig. How you doing, Craig?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, an exciting game today because it's a bit of a first on both sides for us here. We are using both of your forces again here. So I'm taking the Tyranids, which is the first time I've ever taken Tyranids. Played as them, played against them a few times and didn't like it. Yeah, that's going to be interesting because they are going to be affected a bit by the kind of conversion rules from LI. I'll maybe talk about it later on as and when it arises. And meanwhile, you're using the Tau?
Yeah, or my Tau proxies. So yeah, this is the first time. I painted these guys up in maybe 2019, 2020, and I've never had them on the table. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There was never any rules for them in second edition, obviously, because they came out sort of after that, in 2000s. So there were some models released for Epic 40K, third edition, and Forgewell, but they're kind of rare as hen's teeth nowadays and very fragile. So I've just got these proxies from Onslaught Miniatures, and then the rules for them are in the Net Epic Army Books list. So they're kind of old-fashioned Tau. They're like from the very start of the Tau model line, so there's not any of the fancy larger walkers or anything like that. But yeah, a good showing, hopefully. No Kroot either, unfortunately, with me. There is Kroot models available, I just don't have any, so it'll be good to see these guys. I'm expecting them to be very shooty, but they're also very squishy.
You've also got that Kraken model at the back there as well.
Oh yes, that's one of the Aeronautica Imperialis models from Forge World as well, the original ones. So yeah, a lot of the Tau stuff is air-based, but I've just brought that as my air contingent today, or my air cast today.
And so let's have a look at the forces in detail then. Alright, as usual, we're playing 4,000 points. I've taken 2 lots of Termagants. I've also taken some Tyranid warriors, gargoyles, Genestealers, 2 lots of Genestealers, Exocrines, that's 1 squad there, and another squad there. I've got Lictors, Biovores, Zoanthropes, and 2 lots of Carnifexes, and a Harridan, which is transporting the gargoyles. I've also got Biotitan, and that has a Bio Launcher and Biocannon, and finally I've got 2 Dominatrixes.
Okay, and for my 4,000 points of Tau, I've got a Recon Cadre, which is the Tetras and Piranhas, and they're supported by some Vespid Stingwings and the Pathfinder Sniper detachment, and they come in a Devilfish. They've also got a Sniper Drone detachment. Second formation is the Hammerhead Cadre, so that's 3 units of the Hammerheads with railguns, and then a unit with the missile launchers, and the commander's got missile launchers as well. So I've added an extra detachment onto them. They're also supported by Pathfinders, so I've got 2 units of those, and they come in their own Devilfishes. And then for my final formation, I've got a Battlesuit formation, so that's 2 units of XV8s, a unit of broadsides. I've added another unit of broadsides, and then they've got their command section here, which is the Shazri and his bodyguard. And then finally, I've got the Tau Manta as my kind of Titan, and that's my 4,000 points.
Alright, so we're playing Stronghold Assault. So there's 4 objectives in this one. I've got one in my deployment zone, Drake is an equivalent one, and in the middle we've got neutral zone, whatever you want to call them. So how it works for that mission is that you get 4 victory points for getting B or C in the centre of the board. You get 9 points if you capture the objective in your opponent's deployment zone, and at the very end of the game, if you hold on to your objective, you get 7 bonus points at the very end. But it doesn't count for anything during any other turn, so you could completely ignore it most of the game and then want to deal with it. Now, because I'm Tyranids do not care about about objectives, other than they do recognise their value to the opponent, so they are smart enough that they would know to try and stop Craig getting his objectives, but there are no value other than that to me. What I get VPs for is for breaking units, and then if I wiped out the unit completely, I get the VP yield again, and that's how it's going to work. So it's an interesting one because the Tyranids, because they operate in that way, we're not fully sure of all the ramifications of how this will work, because VPs stack up for the objectives in LI, whereas in old school it would only be whatever objectives you held that turn. So it could have an... To be honest, the Tyranids were always overpowered, so I'm kind of hoping that it gives you a chance to play the long game and try and catch up later on if I was to do a lot of damage early doors. But you've got a force here which is probably a wee bit better suited because you can sit back and try and pick off as much stuff as possible. So,
yeah, as you'll notice, I've got some units that are infiltrating here, but I don't even know if I want to. I want to just sort of sit back and do a bit of a shooting gallery thing, but we'll see.
Yeah, should we just deal with deployment then very quickly?
Yeah, sure thing.
Yep, so I've got 2 squads of Genestealers here, I've got my 2 swarms of Termagants behind them, got Carnifexes here, Biovores, Dominatrix, Exocrines, Tyranid Warriors, Biotitan, more Exocrines, Dominatrix, Zoanthropes, and more Carnifexes. And finally I've got they've also infiltrated there, the Lictors, and sorry, over in the middle of the board, the Harridan had an infiltrate move. There's a wee bit of a grey area about what might happen next. We just basically, Creature allowed me to just put them as if they're dropping out immediately. They are scammers, so this will be flying at height and they're going to be flying out of the sky. Meanwhile, on your side?
Yeah, I've kind of lightly defended my left flank. Well, I say lightly, I've got my Manta missile gunship here, but I've also got my Piranhas, which are more really just for marker light usage. For those that don't know, the Tau have got this system of being able to fire marker lights instead of their weapons, which will effectively give me a +1 to hit on that target unit for everything else. So they'll probably forgo their actual shooting and use marker lights. More into the middle here, I've got the bulk of my battle suits, and I think I called them barracudas earlier, but they're hammerheads at the tanks. So they are able to do pop-up attacks, a bit like the Eldar skimmers. So I'm just keeping everything behind buildings for the most part there. I've got my broadside battlesuits holding this backline objective, so they're, again, longer range railgun guys. Similar over here, I've got more hammerheads, and I've got a unit of Pathfinder snipers who are going to jump into this building, hopefully. And then right in the right flank, I've got the other unit of Piranhas, some more barracudas, the Vespid Stingwings, who are kind of my only real sort of assault troops who might want to go forward and do some close combat or some close-up shooting. And then I've got my Pathfinders again, who've infiltrated a little bit forward. I think they'll probably be doing marker lights rather than shooting. But yeah, I'm slightly concerned about this absolute swarm coming towards me, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so here we are at the end of turn 1 movement. So as expected, I've been fairly cagey. I've kept most of my stuff on first fire in the back line. I've shimmied forward a little bit with my XP8s and the recon craft. But Gordon, of course, has ploughed forward with most of his stuff. So you've got your gargoyles, they were the first to move. They've occupied this building here, which is quite... I didn't foresee that at all, so that's totally caught me off guard. They're not great. I mean, they're a flame spurt and then they're +1 cath, but once they're in the building, they become a bit annoying, so I need to deal with them. Your Genestealers have kind of piled around the corner here, avoiding all my arcs of fire. That's how the other brood, and then you've got your Termagants, which have just done their Termagant thing and came forward. They're actually scary now in this edition, because obviously you're getting triple movement with your infantry, so things like the Gargoyles are moving 60 centimetres, you're 45 on these Genestealers, so yeah, they're really in your face at turn 1. And then the rest of the stuff's just kind of went for cover mostly, but...
Yeah, the Carnifex I'm going to get a cover from the creators, so I've marched them in. That does mean I'm forfeiting their firing this turn. Just pushed up with the Exocrines, the 2 Dominatrix, and yeah, these guys are also marching in here, so again they can't fire.
Yeah,
those Lictors are kind of handy.
Yeah, I didn't realise they had shooting attacks, so 25 centimetre range. So I've got my Vespid Stingwings coming up on the far right flank here for me, but I think they're out of range. But yeah, I didn't realise they had a ranged attack. Most of your stuff does, in fairness. I mean, I know the Carnifexes have always had that bioplasma attack in 40k and stuff as well, but yeah, I think everyone expects the Tyranids to be pure close combat, but you've got some really nasty shooting units as well. So, yeah, talking of which, let's see how the shooting goes.
Yeah. Alright, so this is the thing, which when I faced it, I hated, but now I'm going to love it. I'm using the Energy Pulse. So, I place this template anywhere in line of sight within 100 range. I roll a dice which model under the template, and it'll hit in a 4+, and it'll also do d6 wounds with +1 penetrating. So, 4 dice, 4 ups. Just the one.
That's not bad.
With d6 hits, 5 hits.
5 hits, and these guys are luckily good. They've got a fixed 6 save, but
it's a -4, so yeah, it would be your 6.
So this is all on one guy, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah, but that's pretty good considering what that could have
been
done.
a lot worse.
Yeah, it could have taken out the whole lot.
worth noting as well, that's a psychic attack that happens at any point during the combat phase, so that's not even your first shot.
Yeah, exactly. So does that mean this I can automatically, before even first fire happens, that this also happens?
Yeah, you can do the other one if you want.
Yeah, well, can I do the same deal, except to these guys?
Yep.
So same deal, 4 pluses.
Better.
Oh, much better.
Oh, well.
Okay,
Do
so
I even want to roll?
D6 hits the first one. Oh, 6.
No.
No.
I don't really want to roll 6 sixes or whatever here anyway.
Just 1 hit in this one, so you get 6. Nope. 4 hits. No. 5 hits. Yeah.
No.
Schmucked.
Worth a try. So that's that whole...
And that's why I really hated the Tyranids and that one ability.
Yeah.
So I feel for you there. But not too much, because you've done it to me a couple of times.
Fair enough.
Alright, I'm going to fire the Harridan. I'm just going to fire at these 4.
XV-88 Mark II battlesuits.
Thank you, I would never have remembered that. 4 dice, 5 or 6 is to hit. 1. -3, so you're back to your fixed 6.
Yep.
That's a 3.
Okay, away. Time to return the favour. So I've got my Manta Destroyer is going to unleash its full arsenal. So I've got start off with the rail cannons are going into the Dominatrix. So 2 shots from that, hitting on 4+ with a -4 and penetrating. So let's see. 1.
5 up.
Nope. Good. Okay, and that's penetrating +3. So it's 4 wounds.
Okay, so that is going to put it straight down.
Straight in its arse. Great.
So, yeah, one thing I'd like to... Somehow, I never noticed that huge model sitting in the corner of the board. Otherwise, I just targeted that in the first place. I was too busy looking at the infantry and things, so it is down. It's taken 4 wounds.
Yep, which is... It's wounds... It's got 4 wounds.
Yeah, so can try and regenerate it.
It might just stand back up at the end of the turn.
When the luck.
Good chance, unless I continue to pile into it.
Yeah, you could do.
So, yep, next up I've got the Ion Phalanx. So that's 6 attacks at 4+ into your Harridan. Just a 2, yep.
It's a 2+ save, so 4 ups.
And it's got 2 wounds, so
it's actually got 3 wounds.
Oh, has it? Oh,
yeah, it does. So 2 wounds.
Okay, and he's also got these fore and aft cannons, which are only 35 centimetre range, but as Gordon's kindly pointed out, I've got these gargoyles within range, so it'll be 6s to hit them because they're in cover. Normally 5s. Nothing. Oh, it's good karma. And then finally, last but not least, I've got tracer missiles, which I'm going to put into the Hydroduo because they've got penetrating as well. So it's 2 dice hitting on 3s normally, but you're going to get a -1 for
touching the building
cover. Yep.
Okay, 1
hit.
4 up.
So it's fine.
The Exocrines are going to fire at your... Again.
These are broadside suits, yeah.
Cool. 5 or 6s. And I get 2 hits.
Okay, -3, so I'll be back on my 6 fixed.
Not 1.
1's gone, that's enough to break these guys. Oh, I need to do a morale check this one. I think they're 4. They're not happy. That goes away and they become full back orders. Good, nice one. I'm going to pop up these 2 hammerheads with the railguns and take shots at your Dominatrix, so hitting on 4s. 1 goes through, it's a -3, so 4 up. Good.
My Biodors were fairly target starved there, but they generously popped up for me, so they're going to fire 3 shots at them. So each one scatters. You don't combine barrages. There's no barrage template at the moment. I'll explain in a second. First one does hit. Second one, same guy. I said there was 2 at 1 and 1 at the other. Scatters 4. And the last one is going that direction, 6.
Okay. It's hitting this unit anyway.
Yeah, the first one was
explodes, yeah, that's right.
So it does hit the 2. And it floats about.
Yes. 2 guys under the first template then, we're going for that.
Okay, 4+, -3. Oh, 2
There are 3
hits.
pluses, so I've got 2 6.
Just the one more that's caught in the other one.
Yeah.
And it's a miss.
Now my turn for a shooting gallery now, and all the rest of my first fires. So I'll start off with these guys on the right hand side. They're just out of range of the Dominatrix, which is what I'd want to shoot at, but I'll go for the zone thropes and cover. So normally hitting on 4s, but we're hitting on 5s because they're -1. Nada. Okay, so I'm just going to fire all these guys together. So the lictors have stealth, which is you can only shoot them within 25 centimeters, and then luckily these guys are both in. So it'll be 8 dice in total. So 4 pathfinders with 1 dice each, and 2 devilfish with 2 dice each. Hitting on 4s normally, going up to 6s because of the cover. 2 saves.
Save, so it'll be 4 pluses.
4 plus.
1. That's one.
Nice. Okay, so I'm going to try something. I'm going to pop up my devilfish here because he's out of range of the main gun. So he's going to pop up and he's going to try to put a marker light onto your Biotitan. So normally on a 3 plus the marker light goes off, but in this case it'll be 4 because he's in cover. Suspense. Yes. Okay, so he's got a marker light on him, so I'll stick a little marker light on him, and that means he'll be +1 to hit for everything else this turn.
Which will negate the
cover. So, without further ado, I'll pop up these last 2 hammerheads and fire their railguns, so they'll be back to their 4 plus naturals now. 1 hit.
Okay, 4 up.
So that takes 2 wounds. Good. Okay, I'm going to use my 2 devilfish here to fire into these gargoyles and cover, so normally 4, but 6s. 1.
Yep.
And you get a 4 up cover save.
Yep. And I get it.
Next one.
Alright, I'm going to fire my Biotitan. So he's going to fire his bio launcher at your. I nearly forgot again. I just noticed it the last minute. That huge model. Yeah. So 1 dice 3 plus to hit that. Let's see if I can get that. Hey. Okay, so that's a -3.
Well, deflector shield, so maybe it's a good time to talk about Tau deflector shields. The Manta has 4 deflector shields, and it's effectively a fixed 3 plus to see if they bounce, essentially. So, it's fine.
Yeah, does that knock the deflector down? Or is it...
No, it's only if it goes through, it also takes down the shield.
Okay, and then he's got his biocannon, which is 3 dice, 5 or 6s. Now this is going into this detachment. Of,
XP88, Mark 2 battleships.
Thank you. 5 or 6s. 1, -3.
So we'll get his fixed 6. 4. Indeed. And it's fine, but because that wasn't from a single round of shooting, they don't need to do a morale check. Okay, over to me for the advanced fire. So I'm going to fire these snipers. They've got rail rifles, which aren't actually that great. 5 plus to hit, -1 TSM, but I'll go for your extra trains. Oh, 1 hit. So 3
plus.
Good. Happy with that.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Actually, maybe take that side away. Right, my lictors then are going to return fire at these guys that were shooting at them. 2 dice each. I've got 4 of them, so 8 dice, 5 or 6s. 2.
Okay, that's enough to kill 2, and I'll do a morale check on them.
Fine.
To me, so I've got the sniper drones here. They're very similar to the sniper that I just fired, but they're drones. So I'm going to fire into your Harridan. It's 75 centimeters, or just within 50, so that accounts for the extra 25. On 5s. Could have saved myself a lot of breath.
Alright, my 2 executions, unfortunately, this is blocking what's behind them. I'd rather be firing these guys in the suits, but anyway, I'll fire at that tank. 4 dice, 5 or 6s. 2 hits.
Yeah, that's -3, isn't it?
Yes, -3.
That'll be a morale check.
Yeah. Fine.
Cool. Right, I've got these 2 battle suits left, and they've got their flamers, so I'm going to fire them. They're not a template, so we're not, obviously it's not going to cover my own guys, they're just firing fireballs, let's call them, into these gargoyles and cover, so they ignore cover, so they'll be hitting on 3s. Indeed. Now, you don't do morale checks, because you're insects.
Yeah, I don't care.
All good.
Indifference. Complete indifference. Okay, Dominatrix doesn't have many targets, so it's going to fire it. These 4 guys, they're hard to hit, so that gives me a -1. Usually it's 5s, but 6s to hit. Nothing.
Okay, go from my tetras into these gargoyles, so normally 4s, hitting on 6s.
No.
Okay, I'll do the same with my Pathfinders now, so pulse carbines, normally 4s, but it'll be 6s. 2, yeah. 4 plus cover. Oh, nice.
Fine.
Got my command unit here, so it's the Shazel and the 2 bodyguards. Lots of dice, lots of different weapons, but it amounts to 4 dice hitting on 5s and 5 dice hitting on 6s. Got a few. So 2, 3. We'll get your cover save.
4 ups again. And that's it.
Enough to do.
Flip them out. All done.
Nice one.
I'm into the end phase, and I'm going to do regeneration. Now, the Harridan doesn't regenerate wounds, so that is on the brink. Can't do anything about it. However, the Bio-Titan has 2 wins. I can try and get back 4 pluses, and I get both.
Nice.
That's cool. Now, the big one.
Stay down. I know I should have probably poured more fire into that now that I think about it. I don't think I had a range though.
4 wins to try and get back in that Dominatrix.
Ooh,
3.
3.
I'm happy with
Wow,
that.
That's good.
Now, we are playing net epic rules, which means that 1 wound cannot be healed now.
Yes.
It carries it back on its feet, but it's carrying that, and I can't re-roll to get rid of that this turn.
Yes.
The coming turn is what I mean. It used to be in old second, it didn't matter when they were incurred, you could keep trying to regenerate them. So that feels like a bit of slightly better balance, but it's still very powerful, the fact that I just shrugged off 3 wins there. So let's have a wee overview then.
Right, so end of turn 1. And yeah, I thought I'd done quite well at first, but now you just stood them all back up. Of course, it's a bit less enthused. Essentially, what have you got casualties-wise? I took out your gargoyles, I took out 1 of your exocrines and 1 of your lictors, and that's it. And you're pretty well poised to come right at me next turn. For you, you've done pretty well. You've almost broken the battlesuit cadre, so you need 10, you're at 8 at the moment for them. And then you've taken a couple of Pathfinders and their transport, and then a couple of the Hammerheads as well. So yeah, I mean, I expected to lose maybe a little bit more, so I'm quite happy with that, but it's still early doors, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I sacrificed a lot of firepower with these guys trying to get into position this first turn, so now they are in position, that might not be so good for you next turn.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, because although the tower quite shooty, it's quite short range, and again, a lot of your stuff is short range as well, your bioplasmas and stuff, so we might end up matching each other here, we'll see.
It's interesting. Victory points wise then?
Nada.
Nothing?
Yeah, absolutely nothing.
Because you don't get anything for holding your own one, it's only at the end of the game you'll get that.
That's right.
So that makes it nice and interesting for turn 2.
Absolutely. Just add a couple of addendums in there to the end of that turn. So we noticed that, well, when I fired my marker lights from the Devilfish into your Bio-Titan, I shouldn't have done that. They don't have marker lights. I just assumed that everything had marker lights, but it's not. It's only really the Pathfinders and stuff. So he shouldn't have been +1 to hit. We've looked back at the tape though, and luckily for my railguns, I did roll 5s, so it would have hit regardless.
Yeah.
So we're just keeping that one in mind for the next time. Also, for these guys, they probably shouldn't have actually broken because they weren't taken down to half strength on a single phase. Or yeah, it was first fire and then advance, wasn't it? I think. Or was it first? Was it both first fire? Anyway, I'll do a morale check for them and see what they're doing. They're
fine. Cool.
So
let's just leave it at that.
Yes, we'll leave it at that. We still need to get our heads around the morale stuff when it comes to LI and everything, but yeah, we'll get there one day. Alright, so compulsory movement, we potentially move the Spore Mine. Let's see what happens. That stays. He's going to interrupt Gordon's movement here, so he's charging in his Gene Stealers into my Pathfinders, which are in the building, so I'm going to shoot them on the way in. So 4 dice hitting on 6s. You got 1?
Yeah.
Have you got a save?
Nope, no save for the Gene Stealers.
Good, that's 1 less to worry about, but still not happy about it. Okay, here we are at the end of turn 2 movement. So for me on this side, kept my Hammerheads with the railguns where they were, as well as these snipers. I've moved up closer towards these lictors and towards this objective, more importantly, with the rest of the stuff. I've swung my Vespids and my Tetras all the way around this far flank to get in behind Gordon's line, so obviously I'm trying to make a move on this objective, but there's quite a lot of chitinous armour in the way. You've pushed a lot of stuff into this crater to get some cover. You've got Dominatrix in there now with those zone thropes, so they'll be getting an extra -1 to hit. Most of your stuff in the middle stayed on first fire.
Yeah.
Harridan is sort of swooped forward a little bit, and my bikes...
She knows her days off.
Exactly. My Tetra bikes, or Tetra assault craft, whatever they're called, are just kind of hiding behind the building again to try and maybe make a jump on that objective. And my broadsides that remain have pulled back a little bit. You've obviously saw you charging your Gene Stealers in there, so you lost 1 on a charge, but still going to be pretty horrible to my poor wee Pathfinders inside. And Brave Tetras counter-attacked your oncoming Termagants, so they'll get a little bit of a calf bonus there. So yeah, I'm kind of fancying their odds a little bit. And then the Big Manta, just so nobody forgets about it, because we all do, sat still at the back. Yep. Anything to add?
No, let's get into the first fire. Right, this time I'm remembering about the Manta tank and the Dominatrix.
Yep,
it's going to
first one. Yep.
The first one is going to fire after getting torn apart the first. Now, what this does mean is that I'm limiting a lot of what's going to get. It's only the one thing that can get hit. It's a 50-50. Let's see what happens. 4+.
Yep,
does hit.
Okay.
Okay. So
Deflector shield save me.
Oh,
through. Okay, so that's a shield down as well.
D6 wounds.
4. Okay.
So and it's penetrating +1.
So we're saying that's 5 wounds
5
then,
wounds.
basically. Okay, that's fine.
Is it?
Had better days. So he's down to 3 wounds remaining then.
Alright, so that was the first this is the second Dominatrix. It's going to do the same business. So again, 4+. Not that time.
Thank goodness. Excellent. Okay, right, over to me for first fire. Yep. Right, Revenge of the Manta. So similar again. So I'm going to put the railguns into your Dominatrix here. So that's 2 dice hitting on 4s. 1, and it's a -4.
5 or 6. No.
Nope, and that's penetrating +3, so it's another 4 wounds.
So it's down again.
So it's down again, and it's got an extra wound from last turn, which it can't recover. Try and keep these separate, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe.
I'll do that. So 4 at that side, that is down again.
Yeah, good. And then I'm going to put the smart missiles, or whatever they're called, into this guy. And I think they're a better shot. They're 2 dice, 3+, -3, so it'll be up to 4s.
-1 for them.
Yep, so they'll up to 4 pluses then. 1 again, and it's a -3, so 4. Okay, good. Ion Phalanx into the Carnifex here. So that's again 6 dice, 4 pluses normally, but it'll be 5s now. 2, and it's at -2.
Okay, 6 ups.
Got one
saved. Okay, so one of them's gone.
Excellent. And then I'm out of range. Annoyingly, I would have been in range with the Termagants if I hadn't charged them for my burst cannons or whatever, but yeah, such is life.
Lectors are going to fire at these battles. Yes. 2 dice each, 8 dice, 5 or 6s. 1.
Okay, and that's
5+.
5+. Nope.
Okay, 1 and done.
I'm going to fire these 2 hammerheads with the railguns into your exocrines after a lot of debate. Just 2 dice total, hitting on 4s for them. Just the 1, and it's -3.
2 + 5 or 6.
No.
Good. Okay, the exocrines will return the compliment.
Yep,
And
they're still popped up at the moment.
Yep.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Okay. 2 dead.
Well, -3s, so
Yeah, I think. Oh no, they are 3+. Okay.
4 hits at -3s.
Right, so 6s.
You never know. You never know.
Oh, but no.
That's a shame.
That's a shame.
Seriously, because that's
Aye.
yeah. Be good if they were super heavies.
Exactly. I'm going to pop up my other hammerheads and go for your Dominatrix. So it's in cover, so the -1, so we'll be hitting on 5s this time. Nope.
A glut of dice here, because we're going to have 10 dice, which are going to go after this lone
Devilfish.
devilfish. 5 or 6s to hit.
Yes.
3. Just -1.
Yeah, enough. Okay, back to me. I'm going to use my XV88s, just the 2 of them that are left here on first fire, and I'm going to go for this swarm of Hormagaunts. So they've got 2 weapons each, but it all amounts to hitting on 3s. So there we go. 4, 5.
Yeah.
I would break them if there was such a thing for them, but any 5 you want.
I'll take from the back.
Yes, why not?
My exocrines then are going to try and fire into your
Hammerheads with missile launchers.
Thank you.
Something like that.
5 or 6s. Oh, no.
I'm going to use my snipers to take shots at the Harridan, so 2 dice hitting on 5s. Nope.
Okay, so I'm going to fire my Biovores at these.
Vespid Stingwings.
Yeah. Okay, so automatic scatter, first one. Scatters off the board. Second one. Won't hit anywhere. And, of course I will
you still
place that.
placed
Still
them,
place
yeah.
it. So, yeah,
One just about
there. And 1 there. Yeah, not too impressed with the Biovores.
I think against something like orcs, or they're good for potentially a bit of area denial. So you could put them in front of a big unit of orcs or Imperial Guard or whatever, and it'd really stop them in their tracks.
A bit like the Doomweavers.
Yes.
And they're that,
Yeah.
I don't find them that effective.
No, they're a great
They're-
idea.
They're
but
nice. They're nice, flavourful.
yes,
I suppose.
iconic.
And not everything can be great for the Tyranids.
Okay, I'm going to fire my Devilfish. They've just got those wee burst cannons, so it's 2 dice each, hitting on 4s against your Termagants here. Open.
Yeah, no, 2 gone.
Two. That's good.
All right, so my hierogel. I've got a real problem saying that. Hierogel. Biotitan.
Yep.
The Biotitan is going to fire his bio launcher again at your Manta, and the bio cannon is going after these guys. So I'll deal with these guys first then. So 3 dice, 5 or 6s. One hit. -3.
6 fixed.
Nope, 4.
Indeed. And this guy will do a morale check. Yes.
Okay. And the bio launcher again, 3+.
Oops, sorry. Yep.
Hits.
Hits. 3+ deflector.
Well
Yes. Okay. I've got my sniper drones here. I'm going to fire at the Harridan, hitting on 5s.
That one. Oh, that one. It's a 6.
It's just a -1, so 3. Nice. While I'm here, I'll get this guy into your lictors. Normally hitting on 4s, but it'll be 6s. Oh yeah, 1. You get your 4 save. Good. Another one gone. Oh, and I think that's the end of first fire for us all. Yes.
Yep.
Pretty close combat. So we've got my Tetras that charged into your Termagants, so they give us some +1 for charging. We've got +2 calf. You've got +1 calf, so I'm +2 overall.
Good dice for you.
Oh.
Yep, you win that one.
That's this guy gone. Next one along. Oh. Yes, standoff.
Yes, that is annoyingly.
Okay, next one.
Good.
Second last.
7, you win.
That one, yeah. And then last but not least.
And then
This one. Oh well. Tau in close combat doing well.
Yeah. And also, just to mention, because this is again an LI thing, normally I would be doing a withdrawal.
Yep.
But because they're Tyranids, they do not care. They're just going to keep fighting.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, Gene Stealers. So you charged me, so you get +1 for charging. I'm in a building, so I get +2 for being in a building, but they're -1 calf normally. So you're essentially just your 6+ overall.
Yeah.
Works out as.
Yeah, it works out. +6 for me. Aye. Oh,
standoff?
No, 7.
Oh, you got me, sorry.
7.
Yeah, I still got
8.
Wow.
I was getting a bit cocky there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won that one.
And the last one. This guy's got 2 on him.
+6, 10. Aye.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're all wasted.
Yep, they're all gone. Well done.
You sounded like you meant that.
I think you can occupy the building now if you want to, but it's up to you.
Yes, I think I would like to do that.
Believe
Especially as soon as you get some stuff in advance.
Oh yeah, aye, good shoot.
You could shoot them.
Yeah.
It does open them up to more guys to shoot them, but
It's true.
I'll take the cover save, I'll take the minuses to hit.
Stuff. Okay, it's over to my first of the advanced fires, so I'll use my broadsides here to go against your Harridan. So he's flying high, so I can only hit them with the railguns. 2 dice each, hitting on 4s. 3 hits,
Yep.
-3 each.
So 5 or 6s. Nah, you got
That's
it.
enough. And
Well
it's
done.
penetrating as well, just to add insult to injuries.
It doesn't regenerate. Alright, the Dominatrix is going to go after your hammerheads here. So 6 dice, 5 or 6s. Ooh. 4.
Alright,
Minus
-3.
6s.
No.
Yeah. So,
Valiant, but not enough. Hammerheads wiped off the board.
Yeah.
Over to me, so I've got a choice here. I could try and burn these lictors out with the flamers on these XV88s, or I'm going to go for the Zonothropes, which are in cover, but I think they're more of a threat at the moment. So, plasma rifles, 3 of them, normally hitting on 3s, goes up to 4s because of the cover. Oh, still one. It's a -2.
5 plus fixed.
5 plus fixed.
One dice.
1 dice.
Okay, the Zoanthropes will shoot back at those guys. So it's 1 dice. This is 1 and 1s. If I was in first fire, I'd be 5+, but because they're advancing, 6s.
Nope, neither hit.
Okay, down to the last dregs of shooting for me. So I've got these Pathfinders are going to fire at the lictors in the buildings, so we hit on 6s. Last but not least, I've got my Tetras here, so they've got 3 dice each, and I'm going to fire at the Gene Stealers in cover, so 15 dice hitting on 6s.
A couple. Two.
Yeah. Literally a couple.
Okay, 4 up, cover save. And
Good.
two guns. And that'll break.
Yeah, for what it's worth. Tell a lie, I forgot to put my commander and his bodyguard, so they're going to fire at the Gene Stealers as well. They've got various weapons, but it all amounts to 6s for cover. Just one.
Okay, 4 more.
So takes it, well done. Okay, we're in the end phase of turn 2, and we've just been totaling up the casualties, and then we've always got some admin to do. So, Gordon, do you want to do your wounds?
Yeah,
first?
let's do the wounds. So I've got the 4 wounds. I can't do anything about the one that's there, but I've got 4 here to try and regain.
Ones,
so 4 ups. Oh, that's good news for you.
Right, yeah.
So I healed 1, but because I couldn't try and roll that one, this is officially dead.
Good.
Well done.
Lovely.
I'm quite actually happy to see it because I've never seen one of the dominatrix killed before. So well done to you for that.
Thank you.
That's all I had. Nothing. There's no wounds in the Battle Titan this time.
All good. Okay, so we're looking at victory points and casualties then for the end of this turn.
So I missed this in the first turn. That was a separate formation. Because you wiped out the gargoyles, you get the point. They're completely gone as a formation.
Yep.
The executing formation is absolutely fine at the moment, as are the Gene Steals with the Zone Throat. This lot, they are getting close to breaking. That's my biggest one. So if you can get a couple more of these Termagants next turn, you're going to be getting a nice meaty 19 points or something like that for that formation. So yeah,
wonderful.
That's really what your big target is next turn.
Okay.
As for me, my breakages.
For
your breakages.
So you've broken 2 formations of mine. So you've broken the battle suits here. So you've got 10 of those in total, and you've also broken the Hammerhead cadre as well. So you've got the victory points for breaking each of the companies effectively, and then you've also got extra victory points for killing these Pathfinders which are attached and wiping them out. So you've got 26 points in total we've worked out at the moment.
Yeah.
And obviously the more things you wipe off the board, the double points and prizes. Objectives wise, I've still not managed to do anything, and yeah, it's getting a bit rough now. Obviously, with most of my stuff being broken, I can't march to get hold of objectives, but I'm close enough that I don't know if it'll matter. And most importantly, my recon fast moving stuff still unscathed.
Yeah.
So
still to play for.
Potentially, I could potentially be getting into the back line in this turn. Yeah, it's tough. There's a lot of high damage units here.
Alright, spores. This one, see if it moves.
Oh, it does. In the building. Yep. Boom. It's those 2 guys then, let's see. There'll be no, it's not got any destroyed buildings or any shenanigans.
No, it doesn't. Cool. 4+, so really 6s.
Yep. Pretty good though to get a wee freebie.
Yep. Unexpected. Nope. This one here. That's a hit, so it's fine. And this one. It moves.
Right, your Gene Stealers that came at the building to charge my stealth sniper drones. I'm going to get an Overwatch shot on you, so I've got what equates to 3 dice hitting on 6s.
No, I'm not kidding.
Okay, so Gordon's unit of Termagants there are on instinctive orders, and they've charged into the closest unit, which is this XV-88. He's obviously going to snap fire at them on the way in. He's actually got quite good weapons. They're normally 3 pluses to hit, so even with the snap fire, the Overwatch penalty, -2 takes them up to 5s. So, 1 dice. End of turn 3 movement. Yeah, most of my stuff's on advance now because it's broken, so I've continued to sidle things up. Gordon's continued to enjoy living in this crater for the most part. I've swung my Vespids and my Tetras around to try and put pressure on this objective. My kind of theory is that you can't kill them all, which is maybe a bit sacrificial of me. In the middle, you've kept things pretty much on first fire. Your instinctive orders kicked in for the guys that are out of synapse range.
Yeah,
the Dominatrix.
Because that Dominatrix basically wiped out this whole flank, more or less. The exception being the Gene Stealers because they're independent.
Yeah.
Even they were kind of struggling to find something to attack.
I mean, it's not worked out terribly for you. You've been forced to put a lot of pressure on this one guy, which is a bit maybe not what you wanted to do, and you've had to bring your Carnifex out. But then they're going to probably hold that objective. So I don't think it's caused you any
Not
major harm.
Aye.
And obviously, like we saw earlier, these Gene Stealers have came out to absolutely murder these drone controllers. My Manta finally moved slightly just to get out of range of the horrible.
Slightly but significantly.
Yes, it was on the edge of 104, and it's now just pushed itself around a wee bit.
Yeah, so the dominatrix attack can't hit it this turn.
But it can hit something, so it's not going to be great whoever gets it now, but somebody getting it. Right, let's go into first fire and see what happens.
Right, so yeah, before the first fire gets going, dominatrix is doing its usual shenanigans. So 4 ups, 2 dice, and nothing.
Ooh, lucky boys.
Yeah, very.
Yep, slim pickings for first fires for me, so I've just got my snipers, and they're going to fire these exocrines in the open, hitting on 5s. Nope.
My Tyranid warriors are going to target your 2 guys here. Hammerheads?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes, no, devilfish, sorry.
Devilfish. 5 or 6s.
Yes.
4.
-1, so 4 ups. Oh, no, 2 dead. Well done.
Exocrines then. Exocrines? Oh, Christ.
Cicadian Cicadan thing all over again.
Yeah. Anyway, those things.
Yeah.
I'll fire it. Those things.
Wonderful.
5 or 6. 1. -3.
So 6. I'll take break test for what it's worth.
Yeah, fine. Okay, so the zoanthropes are going to do their psychic blast against him, and they are 5 or 6s. 1 hit, and it's because of the range, it's a -6, so his brain is melted. The lictors are going to fire at you.
XV88 Mark IIs.
Thank you. 5 or 6s. Oh, 3.
3, okay.
Nice.
Minus nothing, so
Yeah, basic saves.
5 ups. Oh no, that's a big one. Because they've got the flamethrowers, which would have probably ruined your day, and you're going to get double points. Murder. Excellent, well done.
Dominatrix will try and pick off that last hammerhead there. 5 or 6s. 1. That's -3.
Okay, so 6. No, and that is the hammerhead formation completely.
A Bioforce, they've got to fire it against target, so that's this unit, so target this guy. So the first one, deviates 6. No, you're fine. Second one, that might just burst.
Looking back to you.
It's just right next to him. I'm choosing a win marker then. And the last one, that is a hit, so it's bursting on him.
Yep, that'll hit what, 3 of them probably under it?
Yeah, so that presumably that would burst the. And that's an interesting one. Yeah, let's not do that because there's no rule about it. So 6 barrage points, 4 plus, -3. Oofed.
3 dead.
3 dead.
Yeah, there's no save on those guys.
So they're gone.
Okay, I'll give you a morale check for the last guy.
He's fine.
Mercenaries after all, so that's all good.
Alright, the Bio-Titan is going to fire at its bio launcher again. It's not going to be able to kill it. 3 plus hit. Yes, -3.
Reflector shield.
Oh yeah, track fix 3. So
Goes through.
that's another shield gone.
5 to save. Nope, that's through. And it's just a wound, is it? Or
Yeah, just a win.
just a wound?
Yeah, it's got no penetrating on it.
Okay, so 6 hits on him now.
Okay. And the second weapon is going to target you,
Yep.
which is the bio cannon. 3 dice, 5 or 6s. None. And first fire done.
Into the close combat phase, so we'll start with this easy enough one. So my Tetras charged your Termagants.
Yep.
So I'll get a +2 overall, all except for this one here. We'll do that at the end though.
Yeah, okay. So
we'll
start here.
around here, yep.
You win that. Still good enough. We'll do the last one in
Yep.
one. And again, you won that.
Right, so
Okay, so
first time I'll get +2 to you in the first combat.
typically that's what I win. Take off that one.
So, yeah, but I still win that combat overall, so I don't need to withdraw.
Yeah, and I wouldn't withdraw
And you don't
anyway.
get-
So,
yeah.
but the good news, that shoe broke my largest company, so that's going to be a nice big yield too, like 2-point yield.
Good stuff. Okay, so this poor XV88 here. Gordon's given me the initiative at the start of the turn, so I can decide the order of operations. But because the Termagants are already broken, don't really need to get points for them. Yada yada yada. I'm going to fight a Gene Stealer first. So we worked out you're going to be +5
+5
overall.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
won.
Absolutely. Blaze of glory. Okay. So we're just looking at this one. You're plus 13 overall here, so aye. Any other day of the week maybe, but today, and then these ones you're plus 11. So yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, because the drone controller is gone, that's gone as well, because they're
Good.
particularly drives them. So yep, well done. Okay, over to me for advanced fire. So I'm going to use my poor broadsides, the last two broadsides on the board, against your dominatrix in cover. So normally hitting on 4s, we'll be hitting on 5s. 2 hits at -3.
Oh,
And it's penetrating +1, so that's it.
4
down,
wins. Well done.
essentially, aye.
Nice.
We'll see if it gets back up.
Yeah, I just need to get 1-4 to do
Mhm.
so. But
Yeah, I'm happy with that, though.
yeah, that's pretty good. That's good going. The Exocrine's going to fire at these.
Tetras.
Thank you. 5 or 6s. Just 1.
Yep, and it'll
-3, so.
Anyone you want. Thank you very much. Okay, my piranhas are going to go for these Gene Stealers that you open here. 15 dice, hitting on 4s.
They die.
Yes, they're gone. Mush. Wonderful. I've got my command unit here. The Shaz L and Shaz Braze are going to fire into these Gene Stealers. So they've got a mix of weapons again, 3s and 4s to hit. So the greens are 3s, and the blues are 4s. 1, 2, 3.
All
That's enough to do the job.
7. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to wipe out the Gene Steals because it will save.
Wonderful.
And you'll break another formation.
Excellent. Time of the Manta. So start with the easy stuff. The 4 forward guns, 35cm range, 6 dice, on 5s.
Yep.
Next up, Ion Phalanxes, 75cm range, 6 dice, hitting on 4s.
2. 4s they are. Okay. -2, so 6s. 1 save.
Saved. Okay, nicely done. Right, and then I've got the ion cannons and the tracer missiles. So with the tracer missiles first into your Titan. So normally 3s, but 4s for cover. 1 hit.
4 up. Save.
That's fine. Okay, and then finally railguns. 4+ normally, so 5s.
1 hit.
1 hit, and that's a -4.
Saved again.
Oh, well done.
Charmed life.
Yeah, last but not least for me, I've got my Pathfinders. 2 dice, not 6s to victors. Okay, 1 4-up save.
Saved.
Right, in the end phase,
Yep.
wounds.
Yep, so 4 to get back. 4 ups. I get 2 back.
2 back,
So
yep.
not out yet. Sorry, Craig.
No, that's fine. Give me something to shoot at next turn. Yeah, maybe getting a bit cocky. Yep, and there's not much left in the battlefield. Your lictors will not die. And I don't even need to kill them, I can just ignore them. But getting an objective, I probably need to. Anyway, all that aside, all I've got left in this flank now is these 2 Pathfinders. You've got your lictors. Snipers are still holding strong. They're pretty much untouchable at this stage. Your bunker, or your what you call it, the crater, giving you a lot of protection in this game, and you've managed to obviously bring that dominatrix back up. Still your exocrines, but I've taken that objective.
Yeah, that's a big one. 9 points to you
Yeah.
for that.
9 points. My tactical strength is double yours, so it's not contested. We've also still got this pretty strong hold in the middle here. I've got my piranhas here, potentially going to be able to still move about freely because they're not broken. Not much left over this side either. That whole Termagon Gene Stealer brood is all but being wiped out.
Yeah, you did well. That was a lot of carnage.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Let's have a wee look at the casualties.
yeah, so this is a whole formation that's been not wiped out, but there's not much left of it. So you broke them. That was a whopping 19 points for them.
Wow.
But you have broken this, which is another dominatrix with the zoanthropes and the Gene Stealers, and that's another 11 points. So you had 19, 4, and 11, so that was 34. That takes you to 43 points. Well, what about you?
Yeah, sorry, I've not quite arranged mine as neatly here, but essentially you're still in the same position in terms of you've broken those 2 formations, the battle suits and the hammerheads, but you've also done what the Tyranids are meant to do, which is wipe entire units out, and that totaled up to What did we say it was?
40, I think.
40 points in total, yeah. So, yeah, you're not too far off. Obviously, if you just kill these 3 guys, kill those 2 guys, that pretty much wipes out that entire formation or that detachment.
I think I've got more left than you.
Yes.
But you've still got that huge ship.
Yes,
in the
lest
back.
we forget the Manta, which is ridiculous. But it's only got 2 health points left, so 2 lucky shots could do the damage.
Yeah, so 3 points in it.
Mhm.
2 turns to go.
We're interrupting the movement phase, so I was about to charge my commander over here into your Carnifex, but you've played your first card of the game, which I've been trying to get you to play, but you keep forgetting, and they're also a bit overpowered, so none of us feel great about them. This one in particular is a good one, Bioassassin. So play on any command or HQ unit any time, fight a round of close combat against the enemy stand immediately. The turn of the player rolls 3d6 and 0 calf, and I get my 2d6. 4 in this case.
Red dice for me.
Oh, you've done them.
Yep.
Well done. Excellent. Good lad. Oh,
Yeah,
well.
sorry about that.
Okay, here we are at the end of turn 4 movement. So yeah, everything's been a bit static on this side, but you finally came out of your crater to really turn everything on these poor bikes. You've also shuffled forward with the dominatrix there, and for me, I've shimmied these guys around a little bit, but not done much with them. Pushed forward my broadsides. You saw what happened with the Bioassassin, so the 2 bodyguards are going to on a rampage into this Carnifex. Don't know if that's good for their health, but we'll see. And then the bikes have came in to try and secure this objective. Obviously, they've got a lot of stuff bearing down on them. I also shimmied my Manta forward a little bit, which is now brought us both within range of each other for the 75cm weapons, we think. So, yeah, it's going to be a bloody turn 4.
Yeah.
It might be the last turn, but we'll see.
See, it's so close that I can't say it won't go to turn 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, into the first fire. Okay, my first fire. I've only really got my snipers, so put a shot into the back of these Carnifexes. Hit on 5s.
Alright, zone tropes. We'll try and take out your last 2 battle suit guys there. 5 or 6s. 1 hit.
If we fix 6, whatever.
Aye.
And a morale check.
Fine. Right, lectors are going to try and finish these last 2.
Fingers.
Fingers, yep. 5 or 6s. Oh, not a 1.
Yep, sorry, I almost forgot about these bikes here because they're so far away from me. 4 dice hitting on 4s. The exocrines. 2 hits, -1, so 2 3-ups.
1's gone.
Okay, so my Vespid Stingwing, he's going to do the same thing into this exocrine, but there's only 1 of him, so 1 dice hitting on 4s. Ooh.
5.
5, and a -1.
Saved. The lone exocrine's going to try and put him down. 5 or 6s. Hits him.
That's him, he's dead. Done. That's another couple of VPs for you.
Okay, spores, biovores will fire at this guy. So, for scattered. Ooh, does actually hit.
Nice one.
So it's 4 or more to hit those. 4-ups. Yeah, just 1. What one do you want?
Doesn't matter, it's the one from the middle.
Cool. Target the next one. Goes 12. Down there. Bit of danger from on. Exocrine. And then the last one. Oofed. Right, so that's dead in the middle, so that would be the centre there. Just short of him. Tyranid warriors then, so I try and get rid of them. Just 2.
Test for them as well. Hey,
Done.
good morale this time. Close combat and my 2 Shazvri bodyguards have charged in, so we've worked out that you are +1 overall.
Mhm.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
1 dice.
Yeah.
So,
Carnifex is out.
I almost forgot.
Yeah, we're kind of at the start of advanced fire, but I've just remembered I can do this anytime I like, so I'm still able to do this. So usual 50-50 on the Manta. 4 more. Ah, oh no.
Good. Okay, Manta time again. So I'm going to put my rail cannons into the dominatrix as is the tradition. So that's 4 pluses.
Oh no.
We declare ahead of time. And then I'll put my tracer missiles into the Bio-Titan. 3 pluses this time. Just the 1. It's a -3.
Ah,
Good. And it's penetrating +1, so 2 wins.
2
on them.
wins.
Then I've got the 6 Island Phalanx. 5. Yeah, so just 2.
3 ups. Oh no!
Good, good. 2 wins in.
Yeah, fortunately has 6 he can stroke up, so.
That still feels good.
Yeah, right, the Dominatrix is going to have a go at your Manta again.
Yep.
5 or 6s. 2.
Oh, 1 gets through. 3, so 5 up. Oh,
Good,
that's
good.
not penetrating or anything, is it?
No, it's not.
1 wound left, and that's on down its last shield as well. Alright, this is a bit of a Hail Mary from these Tetras. We're going to fire at the Bio Titan. 2 dice hitting on 4s. No. Well, 1.
Okay, so 2 plus, is it?
Yep, -1.
Saved. Hi, Rojo. It's going to try and deliver the killing blow here, so I'm just throwing everything at it. I'm really tempted to try and clear up this, but if I can get that, that's most of your firepower gone. So,
Yeah.
so I've got to go for it. So the red dice are going to be 5 or 6s, and the green 3 plus. So 2 hits,
2
at
hits.
minus. Well, it doesn't matter because this is your
Well,
deflector shield. So
What do you want to hit first? Because you might take the shield away completely.
Yes. Roll for the bio launcher. There's no penetrating with this one.
Launcher.
Saved. And then, so the bio cannon. 3.
Yep, it's 3.
Oh, man.
Right. Side into the Dominatrix. 2 dice hit on 4s.
Oh, 2
3
hits.
6s. -3, please.
Okay, so 4 ups. Oh, no.
So that's
4 wins.
Yeah.
So a pretty good chance of keeping it down.
Ooh.
Exocrines are going to try and clear up these bites. 5 pluses. 1, so 1's gone.
Piranhas, I've just got 2 of them that are in range of those Termagants, so I may as well try and clear the board a bit. 4s, yeah, 2 dead.
Okay, Carnifex are going to try and get these last 2 bites. 4 ups. 1.
1.
So 1 still hangs on. That's annoying.
They'll give you a wee
Morale
morale
check.
check for that because it's the same phase, isn't it? Nope.
Oh, he's off.
Off scale for what it's worth. 2 Pathfinders. Into these lictors again on 6s.
4 up save. Saved. Still cannot be moved. Alright, so end phase and regeneration time. It's like Doctor Who here. Okay, so 4 wounds, 4 ups to regenerate them. 2 back, so he's carrying 2 still. Now, I've got 6 here to regenerate, and I need to get at least 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3. Okay, 50-50 really. Not good enough.
Nope.
No, well done. You nailed the other one.
Fantastic.
That means pretty much everything is going to be an instinct now.
Yes. Well, the only
Still get
stats
these.
you've got are the
Yeah, but
interesting. Okay, so we've just been reading the rally rules, and he's essentially going to have to fall back towards me. At that point, he's going to go through so much hell that he's just. So easy one there. Okay, in the end phase, we've been doing a bit of maths in the meantime.
yeah. So you lost the
Yep.
A1, so you don't get any points for that.
Mhm.
Still haven't captured C,
No.
but you have taken B, so that gives you an extra 4 points this turn. You didn't break anything else. There's a huge amount of attrition down here, but the Exocrines are attached to these Tyranid warriors and the other ones, so you still get a few more to kill before you can break that unit.
Mhm.
So that takes your VPs to 47 points.
Yeah.
And after you did,
Yeah, I've worked it all out. So I mean, you've broken obviously everything now, but in terms of getting double points for wiping out stuff, it's kind of ended up with 47 points.
yeah, exactly. So neck and neck
Yep.
going into turn 5. I can't ask for more than that. I mean, I don't actually care if I win or lose here, because this is what we always want. We always want games to go the full distance in that, and this is just exciting now.
Yep.
So let's see what happens in the final turn.
Okay, I've been attempting to make a bailout move, so I'm going to try and pull my Shazri out of combat. However, you're going to try and snap fire him on the way out.
Yep, with the Tyranid warriors. So 10 dice. This guy gets 6s. I get 3.
-1, so I think he's got a 6 fix anyway. Good enough, though.
The significance of that is that you have one more of these battlesuit guys left, so I've got the zone throws as a bit hoping to take him out.
Okay, we're getting into end of game tactics now, so I'm pulling my Pathfinders around from here. You're going to try and snap fire them with the, or overwatch them with the lictors.
Yeah, 6s. 1. Still can't finish them.
Still enough to cause a morale check. Not enough.
Alright, so Biotitan is going for this Manta again. 3 or more with the green dice, 5 or 6 with the reds. Oh no, 1. That was that. So the Manta survives. Gutted, absolutely gutted. Alright, the Biovores have got to fire at the nearest target because they're an instinct. So it's going to be this guy. See if it scatters. The hits. Just the one, I think, really, isn't it? So 4 plus hits. Okay, 1 gone. I'll target this guy because in the hope that it might actually take the 2 of them. Oh, 3. That might actually be pretty good. Don't think so. I think it's actually, just shy. That's annoying. And the last one. Oh, it does hit, so that will go off. 2, 4 more. Take it.
Okay. 2 down and another check.
That's still done. Again, Craig very wisely brought some things closer for my, because again, I've got to go to the nearest one because of the instinct.
Yeah, so protecting that broadside.
4 more to hit. 1 hit, and it's -6.
Yeah, and it's that morale check. Nope, he's not happy. It's end of first fire. Okay, Manta time. So I'm going to go for the Titan. I'm just going to put it all into it, debating there about other things, but keep it simple. So I'll be looking at my rail cannons first of all on 5s because he's in cover. Nope. I'll be looking at the tracer missiles, so they'll be hitting on 4s because he's in cover. 1 hit for -3.
Saved.
Yep. And then it's just the Ion Phalanx, which are hitting on 5s as well. 1, 2.
Saved.
Oh, jeez. Well, okay, back to me. Broadside into the back of these exocrines. 4s. 1 hit.
Dead.
Okay, Piranhas. I'm going to go for these Tyranid Warriors in cover, hitting on 6s. Right, for what it's worth, snipers into the zone thrope, so we're hitting on 6s.
Alright, into the end phase then, and nothing really changed for me in that turn because it was all on the Manta, trying to take that Manta, that last wound out, but clog on for dear life. So because objectives don't mean anything to me, it's really, you get another 4 points for holding objective B, and because it's the end of the game, you held on to your deep objective D, so you get an extra 7 and 4, so an extra 11 points. However, we've just discovered I stupidly, when you broke that huge formation earlier on, I had factored in the Biotitans victory points, and then it shouldn't have been. That's supposed to be destroyed when it's destroyed. So you've been gaining 6 points throughout, unfortunately, which means it's all been wrong. All of the maths, I'm really sorry to everybody watching it.
Well, it's not cumulative though.
Well, earlier turns you were 6 points down and everything that we were narrating. However, I'll correct the scores. They've already been right and when you've been viewing on the little bar, but our narrative is a load of rubbish. But that's my fault. Sorry about that. So you basically gained 5 points in that turn instead of 11 because of the 6 that were in that Bio Titan. So final score 52 to 47.
Which we're calling a draw, essentially.
Yeah, because we basically said if you end up within 10 points of each other, because it used to be you could always draw if you went over a victory point threshold in 2nd edition. We don't have that with this, so we've kind of said if it's within 10 points of each other, it's a draw. I'm happy with that.
Good game.
Yeah, it was a great game. It was absolute.
I really wasn't expecting it to be so close, because these are both forces but you're not familiar with at all. Yeah, it's been interesting. Definitely good to see them run it so close. I had visions of a turn 1 game over scenario, but I wasn't sure who was going to do it. I just thought one of us was going to end up running away with it so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I felt pretty in control until about, it was either turn 3 or 4 where I lost all the Termagants.
Yes.
This flank went down, and then that's suddenly when the whole game flipped.
Losing those dominatrix as well, and then being forced onto synapse orders. I know it didn't have a massive effect, but for instance, obviously at the end, your exocrines are out of the game.
Yeah, they were facing the wrong way.
Your stuff's rampaging towards nothing really.
Yeah.
So you basically
they would have had a pop at the Manta because you came in towards
definitely.
them.
So yeah, you lose all control once your synapse units go, which is thematic. That's the point of it.
It's good. It was interesting to see that because I've never seen that. I've never got it to this kind of level with the Tyranids before. But I really enjoyed seeing the Tau as well.
I'm
cool.
glad I finally, that's my 200 quid and 20 hours of painting or whatever, justified finally. So.
Well, we'll definitely use them again. They've got to come back and fight something else.
Aye, absolutely.
Same with the Tyranids because that was a lot of fun. I'm cautiously optimistic about. I still think they're really, really powerful.
Yeah.
I don't think I did particularly well with them necessarily.
I wouldn't say that. I think as much as you could.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a boo-boo in the first turn, not using the energy pulses against that.
Yeah, somehow the camouflage just too good, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, equally with the 3+ thing, it could have soaked both of them up, and then I wouldn't have taken out the kind of battle suit guys that they actually did hit in the first turn. So swings and roundabouts really, but it was such a big VP yield there to be had, especially because it would be double VPs.
Yeah, you would have got 16 points for killing that. So.
Yeah, so it was that was, to be honest, I think it was just that it ended up a draw because look at what's left, nothing. I mean, I probably got a wee bit more, but then on the other hand, it's all an instinctive stuff, so pretty useless really. So
yeah, again, you're literally like, kill him, you're getting double VPs for that whole company. Kill him, you're getting another 4 VPs. Kill those 2, you're getting another 6 VPs. So yeah, another turn you would have done me, I think.
Wow,
but it never, five's enough.
Yeah, it was perfect though. I mean, that's a terrific result, a draw. I actually think across 5 turns, and hats off to you for doing it against the Tyranids because they've just always left me despairing. Like when I faced them, just like, what am I supposed to do? So hopefully that felt suitably epic.
Yeah, excellent.
So we'll be back for another one. Hoping should be next time Squats versus Orcs. Another classic grudge match. Because I was surprised. There is a few Squats versus Orcs battle reports, but they're all, none of them are actually you and I playing live play. They're all narrative kind of reports. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. But if you enjoyed this episode, please consider commenting, liking, and most of all subscribing. And until next time, keep on living the life of Die.